Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my November hot takes on upcoming tarot and oracle decks. If you're new to this series, hello and welcome. I like to use this video series as an opportunity to share with you my first impressions, my initial reactions to decks that are currently available for pre-order, decks that are currently backing on Kickstarter, and mass market decks that are in pre-order status. That is what I like to do in this video. According to Wikipedia, a hot take is a piece of deliberately provocative commentary that is based almost entirely on shallow moralizing, usually written on tight deadlines with little research or reporting and even less thought. I got the idea to do hot takes as a series about tarot and oracle decks because I really enjoy Hannah Louise Poston's hot takes on new makeup releases. And so I thought I would take that same idea and kind of apply it to tarot and share with you guys my just initial gut reactions, my first impressions, my hottest of hot takes. So I've been trying really hard to not look too deeply into any of these decks. My goal with this is to actually bring you my initial reactions as much as possible. So what I've been doing is I will put a call out in my Facebook group and also on my YouTube community tab and ask you guys what decks are currently in pre-order status or backing on Kickstarter that you're really excited about. Now there will definitely be some like warmish takes on decks that I've already seen or been lusting after myself or have looked at on my own, but most of these are actually going to be pretty hot takes because I've done a pretty good job over the past month at not really looking at a lot of new upcoming decks. So this should be pretty fresh as far as first impressions go. Now, as always, I want to be incredibly clear to say that I genuinely appreciate people who put their art out into the world, and especially nowadays, I feel like there is definitely something for everyone. So please, just because I don't like something or I'm not excited about something, please continue to be excited about it if you are excited about it. I do not want to rain on anybody's parade. I just want to like have my moment here. And I've really found this series super helpful in sort of curbing my own temptation to pull the trigger on things very quickly. It's kind of given me that moment to pause because when it comes to pre-orders and backing on Kickstarter, I'm trying not to look too closely until I make these videos. And the beauty of that is that I'm not constantly on Kickstarter browsing for new things, and I'm not constantly keeping an eye on what's there. And that's been really refreshing in a way. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been assisting me with telling me what you're excited about. It's been really helpful to put this together, and I couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much for all your help. And with that, let's get into it. I need my glasses because we're going to be looking at the computer together for like a while. So I want to begin by talking about a deck that is in pre-order status right now that I'm incredibly excited about because I love this deck. This was actually an indie deck. It was originally on Kickstarter. It's the When My Soul Whispered Oracle deck by Melissa Salvaggio. This deck is such a delight. I love it so much. So I actually have my copy like right here close at hand. This is the indie copy, so I'm sure there will be changes with the mass market, but I freaking love this deck. So this is a warmish take because obviously I already have and love this deck, but check out this beautiful like artwork. It's watercolory, it's gorgeous, it pulls in the energy and the alchemy of the chakras in a really wonderful way. The keywords are really great. Now my indie version is a little Trump size deck, so it's a little bit smaller than like a standard tarot size deck, and I love it. Love it. And I believe this one has been picked up by US Games. Yes, US Games. And it's currently due for release November 1st. I mean, we'll see. We'll see is all I'll say about that. There's been a lot of production issues, and I don't know if I fully addressed this in my last video, but I kind of want to address it here just in case. Right now in the world, the results of the pandemic, the results of a lot of other logistics issues in the world have caused massive bottlenecks in production of all kinds of things and massive bottlenecks in the distribution of a lot of products. So if you're having trouble finding something, particularly I've noticed there's been a lot of difficulty getting US Games decks kind of out to Amazon or out to customers. I just want to send a little love and compassion to US Games because I'm sure they are struggling with all of these different issues with logistics and such. But anyways, I'm not going to belabor this particular deck too much because you can definitely see my thoughts on my channel. I will try to remember to link my walkthrough of this deck. I, again, love it. I guess there's no comments here, but anyways, due out November 1st. I'm so excited this is mass market. So that's not very, like, it's not very hot, but there you have it. Also, thanks to you guys, I am currently filming this video past my bedtime. I'm also spilling my 7-Up all over myself. Anyways, I have a Soda Stream 7-Up, and I'm going to be sticky. That's just what's going to happen, apparently. Anyways, I am currently filming this like late because apparently we like that. So expect this to be babbly and nonsensical at times. Enjoy. All right, so let's talk about the next deck here on my list, and that is the Relative Tarot, your ancestral blueprint for self-discovery, 82 cards, and a full-color guidebook. So this was also a Kickstarter deck. This was also independent and is now mass market. And this one is being published by Wiser Books, which is really cool. So Wiser Books does put out esoteric books. Well, it says right here, esoteric books, but I know that they've also put out several tarot decks. I'm really excited to see the relationship happening between mass market and the independent deck creating community. It seems like a lot of decks these days get their opportunity to be independent, which is wonderful. And then they also then get an opportunity to go mass market. And I think that's a really cool, interesting sort of paradigm we find ourselves in, where the things that we love and want to support are becoming more accessible because the publishers are actually working and reaching out to these independent artists. And I love that trend, and I hope it continues. I also really enjoy that things like this, and with the previous deck, When My Soul Whispered, it's like you have the opportunity to go through that whole indie deck experience if that's something that's important to you, or to support the creator at an independent level, which is really wonderful. But again, then you also have the opportunity to like actually afford the thing, because decks get expensive when they're produced independently, and mass market usually makes them much more affordable. And I am babbling because this is what happens when I make videos late in the evening. But in any case, let's take a look at some photos before I talk your ears off. So the Relative Tarot has this like really interesting collage mix between elements of what I feel are like the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, incorporating some of those actual pieces of art and kind of mushed together with this vintage photography. And it's got this really cool kind of mishmashy finished effect that I kind of like. But I also kind of find it a little bit disjointed. I actually think that the artwork itself is not disjointed. I think the artwork itself looks to be very seamless. As far as like collage goes, looks very blended. I mean, I'm not a collage artist. I don't know what the right terms are, but it seems to me to be very well done. It's just that I feel like I'm seeing a smushing together of things that I wouldn't have necessarily smushed together. So like, I feel like I either want the vintage photography version of all of this, or I want the Rider-Waite-Smith, at which point it's just the Rider-Waite-Smith. So yeah. But I do think it's a pretty cool concept, and I'm excited that it exists. I don't think this one's for me, but it's really cool to see it's out there. It's due for release November 8th, and you can pre-order it now on Amazon, which is awesome. Okay. Next up, we have the Runic Tarot. I have been dying to talk about this one. I don't know if the date got pushed out or I've just been watching it for a really long time, but I feel like I've been watching this one for a really, really long time. And there's only one image on this page for Amazon. What the heck, man? Okay, so hopefully this gives you an idea. Now, as far as I understand, these are the same artists. I don't know if it's the same like guidebook author, but the same artist that did the Heaven and Earth Tarot, which had this this exact same kind of art style, obviously. Very kind of lots of grays and earthy tones, and it had this kind of like, I don't know, almost icy look. I am dying though for this oh my god. I'm just looking at these images for the first time. Like, I've seen this deck come, how do I say this right? I'm very hyper. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that I've seen this exact promo image before, but I've never taken the time to really zoom in on it. And the moment I recognized that Tyr, so this is a deck that's obviously inspired by runes. Okay, so let me just zoom in on this image because this is freaking incredible. So Tyr is a rune that I do associate with the concept of justice. It looks like it's standing in here for the Justice card, which is super interesting to me. And we actually see oh gosh, what's the wolf's name? I forgot the wolf's name. But so Tyr, the god, has his arm in the wolf's mouth as it's being bound, and he makes an oath to the wolf that, okay, if this is a trick, like, you can bite my arm off or my hand off or whatever. And it was a trick, and he does lose his hand in the process. But there's this, like, lots of concepts of, like, honor and justice, and that's really cool. Okay, sorry, I'm having a whole moment here. I don't know if a rune's going to feature on every card. I don't know how the runes in the tarot are going to be mushed together, but I really am excited about this concept. I'm also just excited in general for a deck that has this like heavy Norse influence, because I don't know that I haven't seen one that is attractive to me in the past, which isn't to say that like I've got a lot of skin in the game on this, because I don't work with the Norse pantheon in any kind of direct way. I do quite enjoy working with runes in the way that I work with them. So I'm just really excited about this. It's really interesting to me to see Hagalaz as the world. That's kind of interesting and also pretty exciting. It looks like we might have Urus here. Maybe, I don't know. There's like an ox and like the way that her leg is. And I'm just excited about this entire thing. This entire thing. I want to know more. And I wish there were more photos, and I'm really excited about it. I don't know if I'll buy it, but I'm just really excited about it. Does that make any sense? Do you ever get excited about something whether or not you have any intention of actually purchasing it for yourself because you just think the concept is really cool? That's kind of where I'm sitting with this. I may be tempted to pick this one up. Is this Llewellyn, by the way? Yeah, it's Llewellyn. Oh, here we go. Here's some more images, right? Right. Okay, look. So we have the Emperor here, which obviously that is Thurisaz, so that's Thor. And then the Strength card is absolutely breathtaking. Temperance is also gorgeous. This art style, I think, is really well suited to this deck. I'm a little bit intrigued because right now the cards look to be borderless with just the title of the card on the bottom, which is also really cool. And when they did Heaven and Earth Tarot, there was a bunch of stuff in the borders, but as I understand it, that stuff was not necessarily addressed in the guidebook, so that was a bit of a deal breaker, but I did think that deck was aesthetically just absolutely beautiful, and this one is like seriously catching my eye. But like there's 36 runes, right? 20, 32, I don't know, there's something around that. Don't take my word for it. But there's like 36 runes-ish. And there's like 78 tarot. So I don't know how they're going to manage all of that and those associations. And I'm super curious to find out. And because I love and know the tarot so well, I wonder if it will help me deepen my relationship with the runes if I were to work with this. So that's kind of my initial thinking, is like, oh, this is so cool. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. But this one's cool. I'm definitely keeping my eyes on it. Again, it's supposed to be out November 8th. I'm excited. I will be keeping my eyes out for the first person to do like a walkthrough on this deck, and I'm going to be all over it, but it looks really cool. The Wanderer's Tarot. So this one this one is not for me, but let's get into the images. I don't feel particularly tempted by this. Okay, you guys know, you're going to hear it from me over and over again on the space. Monochromatic decks have to be pretty spectacular and hit just the right notes for me to be interested in them. I will say that this black and white deck has that kind of sketchy hand-drawn quality that is going to usually be a miss for me, even though I like looking at it. I don't often feel drawn to work with decks like this. Currently, the sketchiest, kind of messiest deck like this I would say that I have, I don't know if those are good words. I'm not trying to be offensive. It's just that kind of free, maybe free or loose kind of style. Maybe that makes more sense to say. But anyway, the loosest one that I currently have is the Reclaim Oracle, and it's just so brilliantly executed that I just, that one's special to me. But being able to see kind of like the breaks in the line work, and like, it's kind of like, I don't want to color a picture in a coloring book where the lines aren't completely like smooth and even. And this has that little bit of a feel to me of that unevenness and that sort of roughness to it that I feel like a lot of people would find really charming and like pleasing to the eye. And then to me, it's kind of like, I don't like it. It's just a personal taste thing. But it does look really cool. This was, again, an independent deck that's gone mass market. Again, this was also Wiser Books, if I remember correctly. Yeah, also Wiser Books. And this one looks really interesting, just not for me. I'm not too worried about this one. But it is due to be out also November 8th. So coming up here pretty soon if you are curious, or if you missed out on the independent version and you want to snap this one up. The Tarot Original 1909. I mean, how hot of a take can I have? It's yet another Rider-Waite-Smith. And I don't mean to pick on those of you who truly love the Rider-Waite-Smith, and watch me eat my words. Like 5-6 years down the road, you don't know, maybe I'll be reading with the Rider-Waite-Smith and 8,000 different versions of the Rider-Waite-Smith. But right now, that is not the world that I live in. That is not the thing that excites me. And this just looks like a kind of paler version. It looks like, I guess I should zoom in so you guys can actually see pictures, but like, it kind of just looks like a little bit like the Centennial coloring, but like maybe a little bit warm toned. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It's got this kind of a yellowish tint to the grays, I think, but that could just be my lighting. It could also be the fact that I'm filming this in the evening, like late, and it's, you know, who knows? I don't know. But it's just, no, No, but I do like that it comes in a magnetic open box. That's one of my favorite box styles, mostly because I'm lazy and I like that the lid stays attached. I don't know how sturdy those kinds of boxes are over the long term, but I do enjoy them. I find them really practical. I feel like if you like decks, if you really like Rider-Waite-Smith decks and you like these original types and you also kind of enjoy the Centennial, this one might also be up your alley, but to me it would just... is the same as a Centennial to me. That's my hot take. The Dante Tarot. Okay, I don't really understand. So this was also due out November 8th. I actually have a copy that I found of the Dante Tarot, one of the earlier editions, and it never seemed all that exciting. But it is inspired by the works of Dante, the creator of the Inferno. I find Dante's Inferno to be, while not completely traumatizing, also slightly uncomfortable and not for me. I did learn quite a bit about it in Robert M. Place's book, Tarot, Alchemy, Hermeticism, 21st Century, that book. Learned a little bit about Dante's Inferno. It was quite interesting. But no, I don't know. I mean, I'm not an art buff, y'all, so this one's going to be lost on me, but I hope those of you that are excited about this remain excited about it. I will say, the Dante Tarot that I do currently have, it has a lot of border, and this is really nice looking. Like, it looks like aesthetically it's going to have less borders, have just like slim titles on the bottom, be in one of those like lid top lift boxes that Lo Scarabaeo's been doing lately, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm not worried about this one. Wow, this has been easy so far. All right, let's talk about the De La Nuit Oracle cards. This is an easy no for me. I feel like I'm just going to say no. Is this an anti-haul? I feel like maybe. But actually, okay, so if you've missed it, since I've started doing the hot takes now, I'm trying to make my anti-hauls more about the decks that truly tempt me, that I talk myself out of, versus the ones that are like instant, nah. And I'm in a lot of that place right now. But the De La Nuit artwork is actually really, really pretty. I find that I don't tend to reach for decks like that. Oh, is that a Cinderella card? I mean, I'm going to admit that the Oracle version of this deck, Oracle version, because I know there's a Tarot De La Nuit. The Tarot didn't really tempt me that much. It's a little too photorealistic, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, but actually this might be kind of cool. So I guess that's the purpose of the hot take, is that you get my like first impressions even when I waffle. I don't know what I would put this next to. I mean, I could potentially pair this up with the, Tarot of Mystical Moments. I was going to say Tarot of Dreams, but I know I don't have that deck. So the Tarot of Mystical Moments, this kind of looks like it feels like it would pair really beautifully with that. Or possibly, although the colors are more vibrant, even with that Runic Tarot, because it's also got a little bit of that like really realistic imagery in it. I don't know. Like this, I don't know. But I do kind of like the Cinderella card. I guess that's my hot take. I don't think this is one I would buy, because I was pretty sure this was like an easy no, but like now I don't know. But probably not. Like, I'm pretty sure. I'd be curious what you guys think. Do you like decks that have this kind of art style? Or if you have the Tarot de la Nuit, what is it that you do like about it? I feel like somebody was asking recently in the Supportive Tarot Facebook group if there was a deck that kind of scratched the Bohemian Gothic tarot itch, because the Baba Studios Bohemian Gothic is currently out of print. They are planning a reprint, by the way, in the future. But in the meantime, I kind of feel like the Tarot de la Nuit and this Oracle deck would actually probably give you a little bit of that sort of Gothic-y feel. I wouldn't in any way say that they're the same, but I do think they have a similar vibe, which could be really cool. Or if you want a deck to pair with your Bohemian Gothic or Oracle, which, you know, might be nice. Like that could be really cool. I'm really digging the wolf, okay? And I'm liking the Cinderella card, because it obviously fairy tale vibes. I'm clearly weak. It's what's happening right now, but I don't think I'm gonna buy this. I'm pretty sure it's a no. All right, next. The Steampunk Lenormand. Okay, so steampunk stuff is not necessarily something that I usually go gaga over. This is also due out November 8th, but this is a really beautiful, like, world building style Lenormand deck, which I think is really cool. You know what I think Lenormand decks in general would be great for is for like role-playing games. Like, I feel like if you were playing, especially live action role play, but if you were playing role-playing games, I feel like having Lenormand decks set in different settings would be a really cool way to sort of bring cartomancy into your character. Does that make me a total nerd? But I just kind of feel like Lenormand makes a really great, kind of sort of easy to learn system that you could play with in a cartomantic way in like a role-playing game. And that's what this makes me think of. Is like, what if there was like a steampunk role-playing game? I'd be all over this. You know what I mean? For that purpose. That's my geeky take. I don't know if that's really a hot take, but it's definitely my geeky take. I don't think I need it, but it's exciting. Also, I'm trying to really be very, very conservative about acquiring Lenormand decks, and I'm trying to keep my Lenormand collection really tight for me because really, truly, it's just a mood thing. All the cards are read exactly the same way regardless of the deck. So unlike tarot, where I get a different take on it with every author and every type of art, with Lenormand, it's just a ship is a ship is a ship, you know? So I try not to acquire too many of these, but that's really pretty. The Esoteric Buddhism of Japan Oracle cards. And, you know, what is with only having one image for any of these? It's kind of driving me crazy. Oh, there's more images down here. Let's just look at it down here. So it says, develop a meaningful connection with Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, wisdom kings, and other messengers of esoteric Buddhism with this oracle set. So there's 44 forms of the Buddha, beautifully rendered by Miki Okuda. With mudras, colors, and symbolism. This is really, really beautiful. This isn't something I would work with in my personal practice, but can we talk for a moment about how gorgeous this is, and also how traditional and honoring of tradition? I don't know how to say that correctly, but it says here about the author, Izui Kataki is Acharya of the Koya-san Shingon Shu sect of Shingon Buddhism and vice chief priest of the Maganosen Renjoin Temple. I'm probably slaughtering these names. Sagamihara City, Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. Born in 1984, he graduated from the Department of Esoteric Buddhism, Faculty of Letters. Okay, this person obviously knows what they're doing, and I think it looks like to me, again, at first glance and knowing very little, again, just a hot take, from what I can see here, it looks like if you're looking for a really true to tradition or really authentic Buddhism oracle to work with to really build on your own interest in Buddhism or your own practices with Buddhism, or if you're interested in exploring, this looks really beautiful in that sense. Again, I don't think I have a use for it in my practice, at least not right now, but I will definitely sort of file this away. If my interest is piqued in any way, this would be something I would go to, simply because it looks like it's very well done, and I would probably trust it based on the credentials of the author. Okay, I'm sure. I'm confident. In fact, I'm 99% sure I've anti-hauled this deck and said there's no way I'm going to buy this. Well, I don't know if I said that. I probably said I want to wait and see if there's going to be scenic minors or if they're going to be pippish, because Inside Editions, who is the publisher of all of this Disney stuff that's been coming out lately and all of this kind of collab with big things like the Labyrinth Tarot and all these other things, are they've all been pretty much pippish minors, or a mix of scenic and pippish minors. And I've kind of been learning through various comments I've encountered in various places. I wouldn't even begin to know how to credit anybody, but I've certainly been seeing murmurings about the fact that how a lot of these licensing agreements may work, and I'm just guessing based on the little pieces I've stumbled across, is certain companies may have to pay different levels of royalties depending on where and when characters show up in a product, or like in this case, a deck. So it could be that the reason we see so many pippish minors is because to put characters from, say, a big company like Disney in every single card could actually be prohibitively expensive. And I don't know if that's true. Remember, there's been very little research that has gone into this hot take, but I have a little more gentleness in my heart for the fact that there are a lot of pippishness to these licensed decks. But I'm really pleased that they're licensed. I'm really pleased that the people putting these decks together are actually going through the proper channels to make sure that they're doing this the right way. And I think the fact that we even have this available to us is really exciting. I'd like to see more. But let's take a look. So we have a lot more images than the last time I looked at this deck for sure. Ooh, can we tell by this image? No, kind of. You can kind of tell. So there's a cups card. You can tell there's a couple cups there. We can kind of tell. And again, I will say thank you to whoever decided what images were going to go up on Amazon for making sure that we can actually see an example of a numbered minor arcana card, because we can see here that they're probably a little bit pippish. I would rather know and then make a conscious decision about whether I'm going to buy it or not. But I gotta say, Disney Villains is pretty exciting to me. What's especially exciting to me would be the idea of if there's going to be like a Disney princesses deck, or princes and princesses. I don't know how that would work. Actually, Disney heroes. I don't know. But I feel like we have the villains, so now we need to pair it with like the light side of all of that, and then you could do really cool side by side like Disney themed readings, which could be really fun. Might be willing to look past the minor arcana. We'll see. I really want to see an actual full walkthrough of this. Yeah, so here you can see the 5 of Wands, but it's the poison apple. So you get more than just the wands. Same thing here. We have the Six of Wands. I don't know this character. I probably should. Is it going to tell us in the booklet who everybody is? It doesn't look like it's going to. That's interesting. I want to know more. But I'm excited that this stuff is here. I'm just on the fence about how I feel about it. But this has been the one that's probably tempted me the most so far, because the other things like Labyrinth, not so much my fandom. Nightmare Before Christmas, not so much my fandom. So I'm just waiting to see what new ones are going to come out, and I'm keeping my eyes on it for sure. The Ravenous Dracon Tarot by Beth Salenin. Her artwork is really kind of dreamy and beautiful. She's the creator, if you don't already know, of the Guardian Tarot. In fact, you can see a hint of that here in the wings of this dragon. In general, Beth Salenin's artwork I find just really enchanting. I love, oh look, see, this kind of has like this really cool kind of merge of that sort of Guardian Tarot feel with dragons. And if you're looking for a dragony deck, but the ones that you've encountered so far aren't quite ticking your boxes, this might be worth looking at. In my experience, Beth's decks do tend to lean a little bit pippish, or at the very least, they tend to feel like sometimes they stray from the kind of more classic interpretations of the Rider-Waite-Smith. That's just been my personal experience. They do tend to go their own way, but I've always found Beth's guidebooks to be incredible and really wonderful, especially for a gentle reading or for personal growth style readings, or I'm not sure. I'm kind of a little bit tempted and I may end up scooping it up. Let's talk about the Divining Poets deck. So there's a few of these coming out. I think this is the first one coming out. Maybe there's one already out. I don't remember. Does it say under here? Yeah, I feel like the other ones are either out already. So there's a Rumi one, a Dickinson one, a Clifton one, and there's this Yeats one. Now, the Yeats one is due to publication November 9th currently, so you can pre-order it now. It's supposed to come out in a week or so. And essentially, this is like a deck of quotes of poetry quotes, which I think is really cool if it's poetry that speaks to you. So, for example, there's some information here about the origin of the deck. This one I totally had stumbled upon before. That's what the backings look like. They're really cute. I wouldn't use cute, I guess elegant. See, that looks like that's like a Marseille two of coins. I just noticed that. Are they all like that? They're all like that. Why though? Why the two of coins Marseille the whole way through? That feels a little funny to me. That's my initial hot take. I feel like I stumbled on this earlier and I was like, this is really cool because little poetry snippets could be a really wonderful way to work with like Oracle, kind of like bibliomancy, but the work is done for you in a way. But it's really bugging me, this Marseille two of coins shape here. And now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. And since they all have that, I'm like, is this a deck of two of coins? I don't know if I'd be able to look past that. Is that incredibly shallow of me? Probably. But like, it's going to be really distracting. If for any of you guys that have any of these Divining Poets decks, assuming any of them are out, I'd love to hear your take on them, but I think that might actually be a deal breaker. Is that the funniest thing to have a deal breaker over or what? I don't know, maybe, but there you go. Now we have the Beowulf Oracle, Wisdom from the Northern Kingdoms. I feel like I need to know more, and there's no information here at all, but I believe this is a red feather shiffer. Let's see. Yeah, red feather shiffer. Let's just see. Wisdom from the Northern Kingdoms. So is Beowulf, what part of the north, what land are we talking about? Is this like a Scandinavian thing, like a Norse thing? Was Beowulf like a Viking thing? Which I know is like a Norse thing. I don't know. I actually don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to know. I'm going to feel really silly. Oh, here we go. The epic poem Beowulf is known to the modern world thanks to a 1,000-year-old manuscript that can still be seen at the British Museum in London, set in Northern Europe. Is that it? I guess it's just a Northern European deck. I don't know. I also am not attached to Beowulf as a archetype or character or whatnot. The story of Beowulf retold looks like it's in the book, which I think is really cool. If you're going to base a deck on whether it's Oracle or Tarot, oh, are those runes? Okay, so this might be really cool to pair with the runic Oracle. I thought Norse. When I heard Beowulf, I was like, is that Norse? Somebody's going to be like, what is going on? This says Beowulf Tiwaz. So is Beowulf associated with the god Tyr? I'm so confused. Oh, no. Wait. I'm confused. So it says each of the companions is designated by a rune, part of the ancient Futhark alphabet of the Norse world. These have complex meanings of their own, and we have attributed those that seem most appropriate to each character or object. You will find these hidden or openly revealed in each picture. In Chapter 5, you'll find more suggestions on how to work with these. I don't know what's going on here, but it is a little bit intriguing. It could be cool to have like kind of a Norse-ish sort of oracle to pair with the runic tarot. On the other hand, the runic tarot could just be paired with like, you know, I don't know, a set of runes or rune cards or something. So I don't need this, and I definitely don't know enough about it to be the target market for this particular deck, but still, keeping my eye on it. Well, no, I'm not going to keep my eye on it. I'm not really interested in it. So this is the end of the road for me and the Beowulf Oracle, I'm pretty sure. Although I would probably watch a video about it, because I always want to know. I always want to know the answers to all the things. All right, the Hip Hop Queens Oracle deck. So it says a stunningly illustrated oracle deck featuring 52 of hip hop's most influential queens, from Lauryn Hill to Megan Thee Stallion, serving as compass points for spiritual growth and portals to guidance and meditation from the author of God Save the Queens, The Essential History of Women in Hip Hop. So this is due for release November 23rd. There's only one image so far. So it says it's a 52 card deck. So this is an oracle deck. Written by Kathy Ian Doley, illustrated by Monica Ahanonu. I don't want to say that terribly. I probably did, though. So it has a full guidebook, it looks like, with it. Let's see. The 52 artists included from MC Lyte, Salt and Peppa, Queen Latifah, and Lil' Kim to Beyonce, Missy Elliott, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. I do not have a connection to any of these artists. I do enjoy some hip-hop on occasion, but I am, just like with art, I don't have a good brain for holding on to information about pop culture anything. So this would be completely lost on me. But for those of you who have been really heavily influenced by hip-hop or who find hip-hop meaningful in your lives, you probably would find this really cool. The Gateway of Light Activation Oracle, a 44 card deck and guidebook, due out November 23rd. This is coming out by Kyle Gray. I will definitely say that everybody I've talked to who enjoys working with Kyle Gray's decks really enjoy working with his decks. This art of this Akashic Stargate is stunning. I love the idea of this. But these kinds of decks in general are probably lost on me, and if I'm being honest. It gets a little woo in a way that I am not woo, but I think it's really pretty, but I could see it being really cool for a lot of you out there who do sort of resonate with that more kind of Akashic-y, star-seedy kind of energy. I think it could be really cool to work with that. It definitely, I feel like most of Kyle Gray's other stuff, if not all of Kyle Gray's other stuff, has been kind of angel-y. So this feels like a sidestep for him, so that's pretty cool. The Wild Harmonic Oracle, due out November 23rd. Honestly, the very first thing that caught my eye about this was the shape, because it looks like it's actually hex-shaped. But then I click over here and it looks like it's round. Like, what a head trip is that? Like, why would you make a hex-shaped design on your main image that's promoting the deck, or is that even the box image? And then the cards themselves are physically round, but then there's also this hex shape in the book. Like, it's confusing. Pick a geometric, like, pick a lane. Are you going to be hex, or are you going to be round? Because now I'm not sure, but it looks round. It looks round. This seems a little all over the place, actually. The artwork, though, is pretty cool. I love the Celtic knotwork. I love the circular cards. Those are kind of exciting to me. Earth of Water, Shadow Guardian. Water of Shadow, Cast About. I feel like there's a system to this deck that I don't fully understand. I don't think I would take the time to want to learn it either, so that pretty much eliminates that one from my list. The Lunar Oracle, due out November 30th. New Moon, be as gentle with yourself as you would with a friend. That's a lovely message. What else we got here? Oh, still new moon, but that's not a picture of a new moon anymore. What is happening here? I don't understand. So this, oh, that's also a crescent moon, or is that a waxing gibbous? I can't tell. I think it's I don't know what's happening. When you ask for help with an open heart, it will come. Okay, I want the images in the card to match up with the moon phase it says it's associated with, and I don't know that it does, but that could just be me not getting it, I guess. Full moon, problems provide opportunities to grow and learn. Full moon, you are enough just as you are, but that's a crescent moon in the picture. That would bug me. Like, if you're going to call it a new moon card, the picture should be of a new moon, right? Like, if the black part is the moon, then it's at best like a waxing crescent, right? Like, which you could call a new moon, I suppose. But then when you go to this image, like, that's a... I don't even know what that is. It looks like a full moon that's been cropped into the image to look like a gibbous moon. I don't know what I'm looking at, and it bothers me. That's my hot take. All right, let's talk about the Goblin Market Tarot. This deck is due out November 30th. I am going to need more than one single image, and that looks like all I'm getting here. That's all I'm getting. That's all I'm getting. This is cool. This looks like, it's got that kind of Tarot of the She kind of wildness to it, which is interesting. I want to know more. So this is John Matthews and Charles Newington. So let's see what it says here. An outstanding new tarot from John Matthews, inspired by the Victorian poem Goblin Market by Christina Rossetti, beautifully illustrated by the renowned artist Charles Newington. The only tarot to explore fully the whole world of fairies, including its more shadowy aspects, the goblins. That is kind of exciting, I'm not going to lie, because I tend to be more drawn to the wild, deep look at the Fae world rather than the sort of lighter, fluffier version of that world. So that's pretty exciting to me, actually. But I need more images. Not released till November 30th. I'm going to keep this one on my list because I'm really, really, really curious. Let's talk about independent decks. So the first one on the list that was requested over and over and over and over and over again, because y'all are excited about this one, and I understand because I'm excited too, and that is the Smoke, Ash, and Embers Tarot. If you missed it, please go watch my full deep dive walkthrough. I was sent a prototype of this deck. I have lots of thoughts. It is definitely not a hot take at this stage. Definitely check it out. Pre-orders are open right now. So at the time I'm filming this, they weren't technically open yet, but they are going to be open as of October 31st. And the time you see this video, it will be after that. And they're staying open until November 30th. So there's no mad crazy rush. You have some time. Go get you to the Three Trees Tarot website and pre-order this deck. That's my opinion, because I think it's beautifully done. If you enjoyed the artwork of the Oak, Ash, and Thorn, but you want that sort of fantasy vibe, you are really drawn to dragons, and hello, there's mer dragons, and they're really cute, okay? But if you really like dragons, this is worth checking out. I love it. Also, Stephanie Burrows worked with me on a fundraiser project associated with my walkthrough, and if you haven't seen that, it's called Team C's. Go check out my walkthrough. All the details are there. My video itself is associated with the fundraiser, and you can donate and help clean up our oceans, and I'm going to stop talking, but it's really cool and exciting. And yeah, I've got a full deep dive. So if you want to see all the cards, you can go see all the cards. Or if you just want to like skip around and peek at a couple so you don't spoil yourself, you can do that too. But I had lots of thoughts. I think it's really well done. Go get you some dragons. All right, next. I also had several comments about this Merry Christmas Oracle, this Lenormand deck by Celia Melville. So this is the same creator that created the Tarot Renard and also the Lily Black and Lily White Tarot. Her art is stunningly beautiful. I think this is probably going to be absolutely gorgeous. Do I need a Christmas Lenormand deck? Probably not. Am I kind of excited about this? A little bit. I am tempted. I'm not going to lie. It is currently scheduled for delivery in early December. I will say that's a little, I don't know. With all the production issues, I wouldn't be entirely sure. And I did pre-order something last year that I thought would be in time for the holidays, and it wasn't. And I only get to use it for the first time this year, and I don't really want to do that to myself again. So I'm probably not going to pre-order this, but I am interested in it. I would like to see some photos of the actual cards. I'm pretty sure you can, though, if you go to Celia Melville's Instagram. You can probably find photos of this. So this is the gift. There's the key. There's the key. Oh, it says, what does it say? Magic key and candy apple. So it's playing with the Lenormand system, but it is changing the name of some of the cards for sure. This box can be used as an oracle or as a Lenormand according to your desire. So they tried to make it both, which I think is really cool. I'm finding it a little difficult to navigate the website for the purposes of this video, but can we talk about the adorable artwork here? Look at this. Oh my gosh. A whisk, a letter. I'm guessing the whisk instead of the broom. I don't know. It is cute. I do like Celia's artwork, so I'll keep my eyes on it. Okay, we're still in indie decks, but I'm on the Wisdom of the Divine Feminine Oracle Kickstarter page. This is a little confusing, so just bear with me. So at the time I'm filming this video, there are 45 hours to go before this Kickstarter is over for the Wisdom of the Divine Feminine deck by the creators of the Wisdom of the Shadow deck. This Kickstarter will be closed by the time you see this video. However, the link that I have down below will take you to a pre-order page because the Kickstarter will be over, but you will still be able to pre-order this deck. I had so many requests to cover this one in the hot takes. Can we just talk about this absolutely gorgeous artwork and these keywords? Beauty, power, nurture, discernment, wellspring, nature, rawness, cycle, sovereignty, mystery. I'm all about this. It looks like it's going to be incredibly well done. I've heard nothing but good things about Wisdom of the Shadow. I mean, look at this art, and it's got a fiery feel, which I'm really excited about because I don't have a lot of decks that give me a fiery feel, and this one definitely gives me that. The backs are also stunning, and there's the beautiful Jessica and Jenny Han, the artist, and look at this. So yeah, I backed this Shadows and Light version, which has both Wisdom of the Shadow and Wisdom of the Divine Feminine, and I love how the backings kind of look like they can go together. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what I think about these. So I backed them, and if you click the link below, you can check the pre-order page because the Kickstarter will be over, but I still thought it was worth mentioning, and it still looks like it's an exciting thing, so I wanted to share it. But we're still in Indie Decks technically because it won't be on Kickstarter anymore when you see this video. All right, next. Y'all, same story here. Only now I have the actual pre-order pages up. So at the time I'm filming this, I think the Kickstarter campaign is actually already over. James R. Eads does incredible Kickstarter campaigns, and he has put out a Kickstarter campaign for the little Cosmovisions. So it's like a travel-sized version of the Cosmovisions Oracle deck in a tin with just, it looks beautiful. Let's just be honest. The Prismavisions also in a tin, and the Light Visions also in a tin. I'm not backing any of these because I don't need multiples of these decks, but I am often tempted by tinned decks, I will just say. I have more than one deck where I have a full-size version and a travel version for absolutely no reason other than that I like little things. So I was kind of tempted by this, but I don't think I need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. So yeah, probably not going to get this. But it was really tempting to jump on another campaign by James R. Eads because he does such an incredible job with his campaigns. But I'm just going to cross these off my list. No Cosmo, no little Prisma, and no little Light Visions. Don't need it. The Dark Star Tarot, this is by Ricardo Santos. Ricardo is a member of the Supportive Tarot Facebook community, so I know of him from there, and he also has a YouTube channel. I have actually watched, he's got a full walkthrough of the deck on his YouTube channel. I'll try to remember to have a link for that down below. So right now you can pre-order the deck on Etsy. It's very, I would say, if anything, it leans a little Thothy. I think Thoth is more an influence for Ricardo than the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith is, and I haven't taken the time to study the Thoth. So a lot of the depth of this deck, I think, is kind of lost on me. Not my style, but I'm excited for him that it's out in the world, or going to be out in the world. I don't think it's one that I'll grab. This one was also requested. So this is called the Rebirth Tarot, and I tried really hard not to look, but I will admit that even the very first image kind of caught my eye when I first clicked on this. This is available for pre-order on Etsy by the shop The Alpha Loft. But let's zoom in and take a look at the images because I think they're actually really cool. This deck actually makes me think of Dustin and Danny, and I haven't told them about it yet, which, you know, bad friend. Bad friend! Hopefully they'll see this video because I probably won't remember by the time I'm filming today to tell them about it. But this does seem like very much both of their aesthetics in some ways. But it's got this kind of like, oh, there's a video. Aw, a few months ago I got my heart broken and decided to rediscover myself through my art, so I made my first ever tarot deck. Oh, I love that. It's called the Rebirth Tarot deck. Oh, I love that so much. Okay, sorry. I'm such a squishy person. It's this Five of Swords. I think this is actually a card that somebody specifically mentioned, was that the Five of Swords really got to them. And yeah, I can see it. There's a very cool, magic-y, almost folk magic-y feel to this deck. This strength card is really freaking cool. I like the idea that the lion is there and the mouth is kind of implied, but then there's this key. Anyways, regardless, I don't know what the story is. I just know that it's currently showing a pre-order and it looks really cool. So there you go. Okay. And this is another one that I'm excited to be able to talk about because when I first started doing these hot takes, the Kickstarter campaign for this deck had just ended, but this is the Literary Tarot. I backed this and then I backed out. I did the thing. I know, because it's absolutely gorgeous, and I want to be the kind of person that can get the most out of this deck, but that is not me. That is my fantasy self. That person does not exist. So this is a deck that's all based on like actual classic literature, and like it has this like rock star like team of people who've suggested different pairings. Maybe it would read fine without knowing the stories, but if you know the stories, if you've read a lot of classical literature, you'd probably have just an incredible time. I love this image. You'd probably have an incredible time with this deck because it just looks so incredibly well done. Okay, that was Dorian Gray. That was something about Dorian Gray. That's the dude with the painting, right? Like, this is what I know about Dorian Gray. So if you are a lover of classical literature and a lover of tarot, this is like your two worlds coming together. I encourage you at the very least to click the link and read more about it because it's really cool. Okay, y'all, it's time to talk about Kickstarter decks. And I want to remind you to not go by these images that I'm showing you right now where it says there's 8 days to go, because there's not really, because I'm filming this video a few days in advance because I need time to edit it and all that good stuff. So this campaign is due to end on November 7th. I did not know, by the way, where this information was for the longest time. I was always going by however many days it had left to go. If you look underneath the Remind Me button on Kickstarter, you'll see a thing that says all or nothing. This project will only be funded if it reaches its goal by Sunday, November 7th, 2021 at 12:02 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Oh, I was like, there's the deadline, which is good to know. Anyways, let's get on topic here. So this is the Octopus Tarot and Playing Cards. It's an octopus themed deck, which is freaking cool. I don't have any particular attachment to octopi, so this is not for me specifically, but I don't know what the combination is of tarot and playing cards. Is there like a playing card overlay on the card? I'm confused. It looks like a tarot deck to me. Looks like a tarot deck to me. Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. It says it's a tarot and playing card deck. I mean, I guess with any tarot card deck, if you take the majors out and you take the pages out, you've got a regular playing card deck, right? Question mark? Bueller? I don't know how it works. But it's an octopus deck. Funded in 10 hours, which is awesome. It's funded at quite way over its goal. Way over its goal. So a lot of you like octopi, which is awesome. I think octopi are cool. They're just like, I think they're cool. They're just like, you know, it's like anything else I think is cool. It's just cool. Not tempted. Let's talk about the Living Thread Tarot. This has 12 days to go and funding ends on Wednesday, November 10th. It's already met its goal, so we're good to go. Let's find some images. Again, not my style. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. It's not that I don't feel, is that a sausage cut up into tiny pieces as the hermit, or is that a worm, or what is happening? What is that? What is that? That's a worm with a beak and hands, 3 of them, cut into 4 pieces, and it's the hermit. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for that. Oh, all of the animals are cut into pieces. Okay, well, not all of them, but that strength card is cut into pieces. What is even happening? What is happening? What is happening? Why is he in pieces? That's creepy. At first glance, I was like, oh, it's just a funky... Oh, ew. Okay, so I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Why is everybody sliced up? Why is everybody sliced up? Why, though? I need to know what the story is. I had a dream about this tarot deck. I mean, I think that's freaking awesome. Ah. No, really, many of the images in this deck are inspired by my dreams. I would wake up and quickly try and jot down the imagery I had just dreamed of. I'm reading from the campaign page. These are not my words. The most notable being the Fool and their disjointed body. But the birth of the deck really came from dreaming about the gaze of the Emperor from his eerie eyes and the weird sound I'm sure his ears make when they flick at flies. Now I need to see the Emperor. Oh! Okay, he's got flappy ears. Flappy ears. So he can flick at flies, I guess. This is a hard pass for me. This is no. But I will say they've met their funding goal and it's really different. It's really not for me, but props to the creator. That's cool. It's cool to take your dreams and make them into some art and stuff. Just wow, did that creep me right out? Oh no. Next up is the Hollow Valley Tarot. A bunch of you guys brought this one to my attention as well. It's way over its funding goal. Oh, look, it's getting more money as we're actively watching, which is always cool to see. I feel like I saw kind of a curvy body, which is kind of cool. We don't see a lot of that. Let's zoom in on these card images, even though they're going to be low res. Let's just take a look. Yeah, you're definitely seeing some body shape diversity just even through these kind of like low res images. You can really see that, which is super cool and not something I expected to see. A lot of times when you see these decks with like black and white kind of like line art style, they tend to be very like slender figures, not including the Many Queens Tarot, which does all kinds of fun things with bodies. That's definitely something I immediately noticed. I mean, monochromatic decks and me mean it's very unlikely that I would actually pre-order this because it's just, I don't know, like, I don't know, it's not grabbing me. I kind of want to know more, but I also, when you zoom out, when you look at a bunch of cards like this all on the table, I know that this isn't a deck I would tend to reach for because it's too homogenous on the table. I like to be able to see the elements really easily. I like more scenes going on. I feel like this isn't for me, but I like want to like it. Do you ever have that experience? I just want to like it. I want to like it, but I don't think it's for me. Barcana! Okay, so I'm so excited that this deck exists. This campaign will be open until Thursday, November 11th, and it has already met its goal, which is cool because the last time I clicked on this, the campaign had just launched and it wasn't at goal yet. This is a dog-themed tarot deck that I think is really freaking cute, and I cannot wait to see every single card. It was originally a majors only deck, as I understand it, called the Major Barcana. One of the big things about this deck is that it's working to bring awareness or raise awareness for service and assistant dogs. So these are all, as far as I understand it, these are all therapy and service dogs that are featured in this deck, which I think is so amazing. And what a beautiful mission. I think that service and assistant dogs are so important, and raising awareness and doing it in such a freaking adorable way is really exciting. It's really exciting. It's a very colorful deck. It looks really stinking cute. And I'm a dog person. So there's that. I do have a dog-themed tarot deck in my collection right now that has been working beautifully. Oh my god, look at that Queen of Cups though. Oh my god, she's kind of got Shayla's ears. Oh no. I do not need this. I do not need this. I don't need this because I have a doggy deck that I like. And I find that I'm incredibly, like, weirdly picky about dog decks because I want to either see my dogs or see enough variety in the dogs, which this actually does a really good job. This is actually kind of tempting. I might have to think about this one. I don't think I can say no to this one right now. I have to think about it. It's really stinking cute. And if you're a dog person, I mean, come on. Look at all the puppies. I love them all. They're so pretty and cute. Oh my god, look at the hanged dog. This is great. And I feel like I almost bought the majors only one because it was so cute. Can we talk for a second about how the fact that the border titles on the bottom are collars with the title of the card on it? Like, those are dog collars. I think I'm shouting. I'm really excited. This is a really pretty deck. It's really pretty. This is really pretty. I've got it saved. I have to think about it. I can't. Maybe I'll report back later. I can't. It's cute. Do you like dogs? Everybody loves dogs. Dogs are great. I need to watch the video. I haven't watched the video yet because I was saving all my hot takes for this, and then I can go back. You know what? We're just gonna save this. We're just gonna pin this, and we're gonna take a look at it a little later. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I'm saying we because I'm assuming some of you guys are in the exact same boat I am, where you're like, this is so cute, and I might need it. So I'm just gonna look at it later. Okay, bye. I mean, not bye, but next. Okay, this one I already backed. You can see it. Spoiler alert. Hello. This is by Marion Costentin, the creator of the Reclaim Oracle. It's called the Lillifer Tarot. Lots of requests for this one for today's hot takes video. Ever since I found out that Marion was working on a tarot deck, it was like a no-brainer. Like, I don't even care if I looked at this and I thought it was the ugliest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I don't think that. But like, even if I did, I think I would have backed it. Because the reaction I had to the Reclaim Oracle, like I showed this in a recent video, my reaction to Reclaim was so similar. It was like, that art style is like, it's not for me, right? It's all bloopy and like, I don't know what the word is for it, but that amorphous bloopiness, I just made up a word. It's fine. We're going to go with it. But that that very thing that I thought I didn't like turned out to be the thing I love the most about it. Like, it's just, there's something so, I keep showing the same cards whenever I show this deck on my channel. Like, it's so funny. Look at the Envy card. There's something so, Marion is tapped in to some kind of creative muse or something, and that particular creative muse I feel like has like a direct red phone line to like my spirit guides and like the deity that I work with, and like, because I feel like when I work with Reclaim, when I work with this deck, it feels like it's tapped into me specifically, which is insane to say because, of course, a lot of people have gotten some wonderful work done in Reclaim, but it feels like it was made just for me. So I'm just going to see what happens with the tarot because I have a feeling I might have the same experience. But if I don't, I will never regret the fact that I didn't try, because Reclaim has been so powerful in my life that I have to. The campaign is open until November 11th. I could show you more images, but why? Like, if you already love Reclaim, just like give it a try. I'm teasing. I do like that you can clearly tell which suit is which. I like that it's colorful and vibrant because, of course, Reclaim was monochromatic. I guess yeah, because it was just pink and black, right? I love all the color. It makes me excited because part of me is like, does this mean there'll someday be a color version of Reclaim? Asking for a friend. But this just looks, I have no idea. Like, I don't know. Will I like this? I don't know. Am I going to give it a really good try? Yes. Yes, I am. I'd love to hear what you guys think, but I am really excited for this. So I definitely backed it. I mean, you do you, but I learned my lesson with Reclaim. Like, it was so good. So we'll see. And if it's not, it's no big deal, right? Like, I'll find it a new home. It'll be fine. I think this is one worth taking a risk on. The Fragrant Oracle. This one has just met its goal. It is funding until November 12th. This looks like it is based on essential oils, I believe. If you don't know my story with essential oils, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. Is that reference lost on the majority of this audience? Maybe. Do you guys remember Reader's Digest? That was a total thing. Anyways, I will give you the short version of the story. And that is that essential oils are medicine. I logically knew this, but I did not ever have an experience to really show me how powerful / dangerous they could be until I accidentally poisoned my dog. So I'm very, 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 very cautious with essential oils now, and I kind of broke up with them. I got rid of all but like a select few that I already know how to work with and that I use in particular ways that will not get anywhere near my dogs. And other than that, like, we're talking, I have like 4 or 5, and they're used mostly in magical anointing oils for myself. So this is definitely not happening for me because I have like issues with Fragrant. We're starting out with Fragrant. This looks kind of sexy, actually. Sorry, I went off in La La Land. I haven't even really addressed the deck. By the way, my dog is okay. She's okay, but she spent a day in a merge, and it was scary, and she's fine, but, like, might not have been. And, yeah, essential oils are dangerous. Please do your research. Do not put them on you or ingest them or put them on your pets. I don't care who tells you that it's okay. Do your research. That's what I'm going to say. Okay. Enough soapboxing on essential oils aside. Let's talk about the Fragrant Tarot. Fragrant Tarot? Fragrant Oracle. Is it an Oracle? Yeah, it's an Oracle. Oh my gosh, I need another beverage. So this is giving me like belly dancer, like burlesque kind of vibes, which I was not expecting. There's a lot of boobies in this deck. I mean, I'm not opposed to boobies, as you guys probably know, but, and I'm definitely a fan of pasties. Did I ever tell you guys that Peggy and I went to a burlesque show for our bachelorette, whatever you want to call it? Like, we did separate stuff, and then we also came together and saw a burlesque show, and it was freaking awesome. I love burlesque. Anyways, I don't think this was for me because the essential oil theme, I'm immediately disconnected and disjointed from it. But if essential oils are your jam, and you're digging this, like, kind of, sensual artwork, take a look. See what you think. Tarot of the Cosmic Seed is funding until November 14th, so we have a little bit of time. This is really cool looking. The Cosmic Seed is representative of you and I. We are infinite cosmic spirits enmeshed in sacred flesh for a time here on this planet. We are seeds of pure potential, here to grow and learn and share our magic with each other. Love the backing, like, a lot. This is giving me some, like, kind of badass vibes, actually. Ooh, I kind of like this kind of, I've been really drawn to this lately. This like kind of layered, kind of collage-y look. But like in practice, will I use this? I don't know. This is really cool though. I've been drawn to a lot of this kind of thing. I don't know why. But I had a deck like this that I looked at in last month's hot takes that kind of grabbed me in this exact same way. I might have to think about this one. Oh, I love these like Egyptian or like vintage perfume bottles in the Nine of Cups. I think that's really cool. Okay, I do kind of dig it. Like, I do kind of dig it. Okay, I'm going to click the remind me button because this one is definitely intriguing me, and we'll see because it looks interesting. So, yeah. Okay, the Forager's Daughter Tarot, the Afterlight Edition. So Dawn at Boho Tarot raves about this deck, loves it, and the previous version, I should say. And now there's a new coloring, the Afterlight Edition. Okay, so I have looked at this artwork again and again and again. Now this has a slightly different coloration. It's got that kind of dusky, well, this is Afterlight, so I'm assuming it's like kind of dusky. I don't know. I love the color of the box, actually. It's really attractive to me. And the color of the backs in general are gorgeous. But I am a little saturated right now on nature and animal and like herbal kind of things. And I can't. But it's really pretty. And I've heard nothing but good things from Dawn Michelle about it. I mean, if you haven't got the first one and you really like this coloration or the backings on these, I don't know what all the differences are. You might want to check it out. The Points of You Oracle deck has 19 days to go. This campaign is ending Thursday, November 18th, so you've got quite a bit of time. This has got a really cool vibe. Oh, look at that. It says, come home. You're spending too much time away from yourself, and it isn't your fault. Oh, my God. It says, right now, all of us are feeling ungrounded. Yes, we are. And we are searching. Yes, we are. And we are seeking solid ground. And yeah, definitely, this is speaking my speak right now. Trying to find the path that gets buried under the dust and chaos and busyness and frenetic motion of our wild, scattered, splattered energy that seems to permeate everyday life. This is going to be a great guidebook because listen to how this is written. Hello? Like, obviously this person has a way with words. Beth Kelly. It's pretty exciting. This image is making me happy. It's moving and I could watch that all day. You're invited to turn off the socials, take a breath, pick a card, and turn back to what matters to you. This person has got their finger on the pulse of what is happening in the world right now. Let me tell you. The Destroyer, hold on. Oh, look at these cards. The Destroyer, Look Up Precious, Silt, and Weirdo. Okay, these cards are animated on this campaign, which I think is just absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to be so sad when the actual cards aren't animated too. That's not fair. It's just mean. But let's see what other cards we have here. Weirdo, Crone, Gut, Frog. You know who this is making me think of Danny. Another one I'll probably forget to tell her about. Hopefully she'll see this eventually. Hi, Danny. The Guides. I feel like this would be one that she'd enjoy working with. The Judge, the Long View. This could be a really cool, intuitive deck. I kind of like this. I'm liking the mix of keywords. 4 a.m. So, okay, wait. So there's suits. Okay, so there's visitors. The visitors represent your spiritual self and connection to parts of you that live outside your body and inside your psyche. The parts you cannot touch, but you can feel. You are deeply connected in love. The visitors are here to support you. Then you have the views, which is about perspective. Then you have the vibes, which are about messages from within your body. Then you have the moves, which calls you to action. This person is a former psychotherapist. I mean, I'm kind of excited about this all of a sudden. I hadn't read it before. I just clicked on it long enough to save the link, and I've been trying really hard not to look too deeply until I'm filming, which I'm glad because you guys get to see my actual reactions. But this is cooler than I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to hit save. Remind me on this one too, and I'm going to pin this one also and take a look at it because that looks really special. Okay, so next. The Nine Arches, a stunning game that pairs the magic of tarot with the thrill of a choose-your-own adventure. So I will admit that I messed up my own hot takes a little bit on this one. So this one's supposed to be out November 18th, but I saw it was like a game and tarot combined, and we know that gets me very excited because I love games and I love tarot. And then I started looking at it and I got a little confused. So it says, you know, how you play, you shuffle your cards and let fate determine your quest, which is a cool concept. It's like an activity deck in a way. It says it's kind of like a game of truth or dare, maybe, sort of. But it's got 54 cards. And that's where it lost me. Because I'm like, but you said it was a tarot. It's not a tarot. Because a tarot has 78 cards. Fight me. Like, at the very least, it needs to have the majors, the minors, and the court cards. So, I don't know what it's missing, but it's suddenly not a tarot in my mind, and thus way less exciting than it was when I first saw it. So, I'm just going to table this one, because I also backed The Light in the Mist from last month's Hot Takes, which is a fun kind of game tarot hybrid, and I'm pretty sure it's going to function for me as a game, not a tarot, but it's still a cool like tarot themed game is kind of how I'm looking at it. This one doesn't feel like tarot at all to me. The cards look a little tarot-ish, and they may even be, some of them may be based on tarot cards, but it's got 54 cards, and that's where I kind of got judgmental. Like, it's not happening because it's not a tarot. Okay, next. The Portent Tarot. So I just found out about this. This campaign launched like right before I did this video pretty much. So this one you have until November 19th. It looks like it's by the creators of the Intuitive Night Goddess, but the style of the art between these two decks could not be more different. And when I look at the Portent Tarot, I see what looks to be and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but it looks like somebody went to a blackboard and had a white piece of chalk and like just drew some stuff. And then like that's the cards. Nothing wrong with that. Again, no disrespect meant, but it just isn't grabbing me. And the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, I wanted to talk about this one before, looks really mysterious and cool, and it's got that kind of funky collage thing going on. Oh, wait. Let's see the decks already. Yes, please, because that's the portent, which we know. Oh, my. It's not for me. It's like some cups. It's just some cups. It's way too, I mean, I think it's meant to be minimalist, but it's way too minimalist for me. But the Intuitive Night Goddess is completely different with tons of layers, collage, meditation, death, temperance. I think this deck is really cool. And this one is still kind of lingering in my periphery. And I think once I start seeing walkthroughs, I might have feelings about this one. But the Portent Tarot it's not grabbing me. So I had so many requests to talk about this one, and I feel like I've been seeing snippets of the art of the Black Femme Tarot coming up in different groups that I'm in. So I feel like I've encountered this artwork kind of as this deck. Look at the sun card. I hadn't seen this card, but it is so gorgeous. Oh my God. Look at her. She's so pretty. Okay, sorry. I just like totally lost my mind for a second there. This is a really great freaking deck. Okay, sorry. I'm just, hot takes, right? I'm saying it's great. I don't know a lot about it, but the art is really, really pretty. I love that it's got this modern feel. I'm loving the body diversity. Digging the Emperor, who looks sassy AF. Oh, look at the Two of Cups. I have to say, as a femme-identified person, just the name of this deck grabbed me immediately. I'm pretty excited that it exists. I'm very excited to see it doing so well already. It just launched and it's already nearly at goal. It like has 21 days to go at the time I'm filming. And when I say it just launched, I mean like I think it launched like yesterday, the time I'm filming it, or maybe even today. And it's doing so well, but if this grabs you, don't sleep on it because this is a cool project. I love the art. I love the vibe. I kind of wish the borders were a little smaller just for me personally, but I'm going to hit remind me because I think I need to look at the video and like spend a little more time with it. It looks really cool. That sun card is like so pretty. And I love all the color. And I think that's what grabbed me. Every time I've seen a preview image of this deck come up, it's been like, it's so colorful. It looks very Rider-Waite-Smith clone, which is one of my hesitations because while I love the representation in this deck, it's also just, it feels very Rider-Waite-Smith to me. And I have several decks like that I'm already reaching for, but that Two of Cups is so cute. And the Three of Cups. And is the Ace of Cups like a Frappuccino? Because that is everything. Or is it an ice cream melting? I mean, whichever. I don't even care. It's so cute. Okay, well, this is an adorable deck that will definitely be meeting its goal. I mean, I'd be stunned if it doesn't meet its goal by, like, tomorrow. So, but check it out. That's really cool. The Tarot Palmira Campaña, a 78-card Mystic Tarot deck entirely handcrafted with nib and ink. I mean, that's cool. See, this is like, I love this. I love how detailed. Look at this. I mean, it is low-res images because, again, you guys, people will rip off the artwork and be selling all kinds of rip-off copies if artists put their high-res images. But just from what I can see here, the artwork looks really, really detailed and, like, really pretty. If this was in full color, this feels really, really pretty. And, like, the art looks so detailed and gorgeous. But I don't think it's going to be for me. And there's no color. So that's probably a deal breaker. We have to talk about Joanna Nelson's new Kickstarter because, as you all know, I am a super fan. I have loved my Mons Tarot like to the depths of my soul since the moment I first held it in my hands, and I now have, count them, 1, 2, 3 different versions of the Mons Tarot. The first edition, the second edition, and the travel edition. Just Mons Tarot in all its forms is my life. So Cosmo beings, or Cosmo beings, I'm filming this video before the Kickstarter is actually launched, but you'll be seeing this video once the Kickstarter is launched because it is launching on November 2nd, and my video, I think, comes out on November 3rd. The Cosmo beings, I have been watching Joanna create this via her Instagram for a while now, and it is adorable. It is monochromatic with pops of red. So it is black and white with pops of red, but it has this very space, universe, otherworld theme. And it's Joanna Nelson. So I'm probably going to back this and try and see if we can get along. I have found that my loyalty to the Mons Tarot has sometimes made it a little difficult to bond with Joanna's other decks, much to my own personal chagrin. Oh, but she's also working on an Oracle deck, but we're not gonna focus on that right now. I'm like literally holding my hand in front of the screen so that I can focus, because if we start looking at the Oracle deck, I'm gonna get derailed, and like this is what we need to look at. Okay, let's look at some Cosmo Beings pictures. Okay, look at how freaking cute these characters are, and how like you can see their little skeletons kind of, and it's like this kind of twisty, turvy world with these like tree. Look at the little red bunny. I mean, this. Look at the little black ladybugs in this deck. Come on now. See, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. The Knight of Swords is on a unicorn. See? See? Do you see? Kinda. And they're like leaping through the universe. I kind of want it. Like, who's surprised? I'm not surprised. It's fine. The Location Tarot. Okay, so I found out about this deck actually shortly before the Kickstarter launched. It's almost at goal at the time we're watching this campaign right now. I do actually have a prototype in my hand of this deck. So I'm going to just go big screen for a second because I want to show you the cards. The thing about this deck, I was asked if I wanted to review it, and I did actually say no, because I don't think this is a deck that I'm going to personally use. But I mentioned to Mate that I was going to be doing my cardstock video, which is hopefully coming out this month if I can get organized and get it filmed, because it's a lot. But this deck is a wonderful example of spot gloss technique, because it's a matte cardstock, but what you get are cards of the locations of, like, this is the background of the Fool card, right? But then if you shift it into the light just right, can see that the Fool is there in spot gloss. Same thing here for the Magician, and it's very captivating when you have it in person. Like, this would not be, this is the kind of deck where if I was reading with it, like for clients, all they would see is the background, because I'd have to fidget with it to get them to even see the figure. But here's our Magician. Let's see if I can get the light to hit it. There we go. Isn't that really cool? So this is the concept, and the backgrounds in this deck are beautiful. So they really invite you into the locations. And it's very Rider-Waite-Smith clone. There's our High Priestess in there. But the emphasis is on the background, on the location, and it's a really almost an invitation to go into that card. This would be really cool for pathworking, specifically pathworking into sort of the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith scenes. Here's our Emperor. And it's like, it's just an empty throne, but then you get it in the light, and there's our Emperor. He's still there. The spot gloss is more subtle in person than I expected it to be. It doesn't feel like much. Like when you run your finger over it, you can barely feel it. Here's the Lovers. I don't know if you can see it. I'm hoping the light is catching it just right, but I won't tell till I'm in editing. There's the angel I can see is kind of showing up. So yeah, it's really, really, really cool. And again, I have it mostly so I can demonstrate spot gloss in my cardstock video that I'm working on, but the Kickstarter campaign is open now. So Mate was able to send me a sample deck so that I could use it in my cardstock video. The campaign has 26 days to go, so you have until almost the end of November 25th to back it. I think it's really a unique concept. I think it's really beautifully illustrated. Like the scenes are very, like, they do draw you in, and then when you get it in the light and you can see that figure, it's almost ghostly in its way. When I first saw it, I was like, this is so impractical, I won't be able to use it for anything. But now that I have it in my hands, I'm like, oh, actually, like, I can see how this could be useful for meditation, for path working, potentially for bringing in the energy of, well, this says something about the energy of place. Oh yeah, the spirit of place, it says on the box. And I will tell you that everything I've gotten to preview from Mate has been really lovely quality. The tuck boxes are sturdy. The decks are really nice, thick quality, but they're shuffleable. They've got good, like this is edged in like a black, I think. This sample deck is. I don't know if they will all be. I don't know if that's a stretch goal or if that's a, I don't know. This is a prototype deck. It's just a really nice quality deck, and everything I've gotten from Mate, from Destiny, their Etsy shop is Shuffle Tarot. Everything I've gotten from them has just been really nice qualities. So that is the Location Tarot. The Black Violet Tarot. Okay, this one looks really silhouette-y and kind of magical and witchy. This is another one, but it's also kind of monochromatic. This would pair really well with Reclaim, I bet, though. The Reclaim Oracle. This is really pretty. So this one's funding until November 25th at 7 a.m., 6:59 a.m. Check that one out. Oh my God. Okay, you guys, this video is 1,000,000 hours long, so I'm going to try to wrap it up. I've got a couple more to mention here. This one is just a heads up because I don't know when this campaign is launching. It's called Anamnesis, a tarot journaling game for one player. So I've totally hit the remind me button. I don't know if I'll get a chance to talk about this again, but you might want to check it out. I'll have a link to this page down below. A tarot journaling game for one player? Sounds right up my alley. Visions of Mary. This is another one that's coming up, and I don't know when the campaign is launching, but it's worth keeping your eyes on because if you are looking for a Mary-themed deck, this could be cool. It's an Oracle deck and print series, so check that out. And that is it. Just as my computer shut down because my battery just died. We managed to make it through all of the decks on my list for the November hot takes. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I went through all of these decks and shared with you my first impressions, my hot takes. Mostly I talked about whether it was personally intriguing to me or not. I did not, because my computer just shut down, so we're not getting this clip. I did not have a chance to update you guys on our Maven Tarot saga, but I did do some personal looking up in the last couple of days, and there's still no updates to that campaign, no comments anywhere. I can't find any activity. It's still as though the campaign was just created on launch day and never turned into anything. I don't know what that's all about, but nothing new. No new developments on the Maven Tarot saga. If you guys hear anything about the Maven Tarot becoming an actual thing, please let me know. I'd love to update people. But in the meantime, it just seems to be a campaign for not anything. I can't tell if anything's happening because there's no updates. So that was that. But I did say I would keep you guys posted. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll want to check out my previous hot takes, starting with my very first one, and I've updated every single time since. So I think my first hot takes was September, or maybe it was August. I don't know. I can't remember. But check that out. You can find the whole history of that situation. And that is it for my hot takes. As always, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me while I went through all of these decks. I would love to hear anything that you are excited about that's coming out. Anything that I showed, if there's any of those decks that you are super stoked to be getting, I would love to hear that in the comments down below. Let's help each other tell people what is great about the things that we're excited about so that everybody can see all of the love for all of their creations, because I think that's a cool thing we get to do in this space. So yeah. And Bruno would like to say good night. So we're going to wrap this video up and see if we can snag some snuggles, because he apparently wants all of the snuggles. You're probably, your foot is on my microphone. Did you know that? Do you care? No? Say bye to everybody. Say Bye! Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. As always, please be sure and click the like button if you enjoyed this video or you found value in it. Subscribe if you're new here, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you're notified of all my future videos. As always, if you are interested in even more content from me, then check out the join button down below where you can learn more about becoming a member of the Unicorn Fam and supporting the channel. Thank you all so, so much, and may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye, guys! Yeah? You're so over it, huh? Okay.